JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 24th of September 2020. So, yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's morning session where we're going to have a quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimers. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yeah, like I said, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. So now then, jumping into the charts. Now the first one I want to quickly pick up on is Nikkei 225. So the index managed to drift lower. Of course, the negativity kind of kicked in. The markets yesterday sold off, and we saw Nikkei, the Asian markets today declining, and U.S. equities were drifting south as well. And basically, for now, I mean, there's a lot of concern about the whole lockdown issue again, and of course, with the U.S.-China relations, how all that is going to work out. But here, for example, you can see that Nikkei from the technical side, it managed to break this upside support line to from the low of the 31st of July. Now, yesterday I was talking about this one. Basically, I was saying that, of course, as long as this upside line remains intact, then there is still a good chance for this one to move higher. However, as you can see, this is what happened. We broke this upside line, and the index, the price, kind of drifted below the 21-day EMA as well. So all this basically now creates this slightly more bearish atmosphere for Nikkei, and in a way increases the chances for a further move towards the low of the 9th of September here, which is around the 22,878 zone. But if that fails to provide support and breaks, then of course, yes, it could open the door towards further declines. And one of the levels, as you can probably understand now, is going to be this one right here, the low, the 28th of August, near the 22,595 territory. So again, a bunch of levels to consider. For now, let me just grab this arrow very quickly. So basically, this is going to be the idea. If like I said, if it continues to slide, then yes, of course, this area right here, the 22,878 zone, will be that next one to watch. In a way, the index might stall here somewhere, because keep in mind that if the index drift lower, stalls somewhere around here in this area, this 22,878 zone, and then rebounds back to the upside, then maybe actually we'll be getting ourselves here a bit of a range here, because as you can see, we already have two touches here on this line on the 23,580 territory. And then yes, it kind of drifted back down. So let's see if this is not going to be the case, or will it be the case with the a possible kind of range here but at the moment let's keep it short and simple. Of course, let's target this 22,878 zone, and then we'll take it from there. If that gets broken, now this is where yep, further declines could be possible. Jumping into Shanghai Composite, also sold off or continues to trade in the red, but the most important here is that as you can see, it managed to test today the area very close to the current lowest point of September, near the 3,220 territory. So for now we'll keep an eye on that one, and in a way, for now, if you want to look at some lower levels, yes, the fact that we managed to break this upside line, of course, that increases the chances for further declines. But if you want to look at lower levels here, then you have to also wait for a drop below this area, below this key support zone, because initially what I was saying, that if this upside line gets broken, then yes, we will aim for the downside, and this is exactly what's happening here right now. We are still aiming for the downside. The only thing is just we want to be on the safe side and very careful, if given that the index already reached this support zone and kind of rebounded from it, that kind of creates puts more credibility on this level. And if that level gets broken, now this is where, yes, like I said, we will aim for further declines. We'll target this 3,181 territory right here, and then we'll take it from there, because again, this is a very important support zone. So we'll see how it all plays out. In terms of the upside for this one, well, again, first of all, let's get rid of this upside line, no longer needed. But now probably what we could do here is try to manipulate the chart here a little bit in a different way. So let me just draw this downside line. So in a way, as you can see, we have a perfect and beautiful downside resistance line here. Short-term one, of course, the one's taken from the high of the 31st of August. So in other words, if you want to look at some higher levels here, wait for a break of that downside line, and then aim for some upside. Now, jumping into German DAX. So the German DAX closed slightly in the positive territory yesterday. However, if we look at the cash index, you can see that, well, I mean, it continued to slide heavily to the downside, and basically it ended up being somewhere here. It's currently trading around this area. It did drift on the cash index. It did drift below this level, below the support zone, the 12,505 territory. Yep, basically yesterday what I was talking about was that if the index travels higher but then fails, let's say for example, to stay above this 12,754 territory, then we could consider a bit of a decline. And you can see that this is working out perfectly. So according to the plan, my yesterday's plan, so yes, we did get an overshoot here, but as you can see, it was a false breakout. So we will take this again as a bearish indication, and now we're going to be keeping an eye on this 12,505 zone. A nice good drop below it could open the door to its further declines, and initially we'll aim for this 200-day EMA shown as the black line, or this 12,254 territory marked by the low of the 30th of July. So what can I say? Keep your eyes on that one. Gold is currently finding good support, and basically everything's kind of working out nicely according to the plan that I talked about in the beginning of this week. On Monday I was saying that keep your eyes on this 1901 level, because if that gets broken, then it could open the door towards the 1863 territory marked by the lowest point of August, or this 100-day EMA, which is just slightly below it, as you can see shown as the green line. So, well, I mean, this is a beautiful move. Everything's kind of worked out perfectly. Now the big question here is, can this drift further south? For that, we would need to see a nice good strong move below this 100-day EMA, because if it struggles to, or should I say, if it continues to, let's say, oscillate somewhere around here, we're still gonna probably take a bit of a neutral stand and just kind of watch what will it do later. For now, it's kind of like I said, it's a bit of a tricky one, because on one hand, yes, it could drift further south here. On the other hand, it could drift further south, but maybe after a bit of a correction here, and then something like this could be possible. So if this commodity decides to correct a little bit higher here, but let's say fails to move above the 1901 territory, then yep, another round of selling here could be possible towards the 1818 level. That's going to be my next target, and that's the high of the 8th of July. So let's see how all this is going to play out. Don't get me wrong, there is a good level here underneath this, around this 1747 territory, but we'll get to that point. Maybe even actually not even 1747, but this one right here, the 1756 level, marked by the low of the 6th of July. And I think it's the lowest point of July even. So yep, there we go. So that's even the lowest point of July. So which also probably by the time this price could travel lower, it might coincide here with the 200-day EMA, so it could just be a very nice area of support. However, for now we're keeping it short and simple. First, we want to see if we get a nice good drop below this 100-day EMA here, shown as the green line. If it does, then yes, this 1818 territory could be our next spot. Silver, quick update here. To be honest, the problem in silver is the fact that we managed to break this upside support line taken from the low of the 18th of March. Now, don't get me wrong, previously this could have been seen as a bit of a tentative line, because it depends how you're going to see all these touches here. But nevertheless, this upside line got broken. You can see that the price is now drifting below this upside line, below the 100-day EMA, and in a way the next target here could be that 200-day EMA, shown as the black line. So again, it's going to be a very difficult one for now. Yes, from the technical side, there is a chance for this one to drift further south, especially if the US dollar will be strengthening, and I'll jump into DXY just in a few minutes, in a few seconds. But of course, keep your eyes on this upside line, because if by any chance silver manages to reverse sharply back to the upside, climbs back above this upside line, now this is where it could be very, very interesting for the buyers again, because basically this candle, if this daily candle somehow manages to climb back above this upside line, then, well, I mean, we will have ourselves a very, very strong false breakout here, and it could just strengthen the idea of a possible reversal here back to the upside. However, if you're looking for a bit of confirmation for the upside, wait for a move back above this barrier, the 23.40 territory right here, marked by the lowest point of August. Is that the lowest point of August? Yes, that is the lowest point of August. So now near the 23.40 territory, and then yes, we will take it from there. But again, for now, that's the case. So let's see how all this is going to play out here. Now, jumping into DXY, and this is where my kind of cautiousness with gold, silver and gold is coming from, because DXY, yes, fantastic move to the upside, great stuff here. For I talked a lot about this. However, we're approaching this downside line taken from the high of the 23rd of March. So if this downside line remains intact, then we could see another round of selling here, maybe going back down. So something like this could be possible. Let me just quickly put this one on the chart. Yes, so something like this could be possible, but if this downside line gets broken and the price travels above the 95.72 zone right here, then we could start looking at some higher levels, and we could maybe aim for this 200-day EMA or even above that. But again, for now, guys, keep your eyes on this downside line. Let's see how all this is going to play out. I'll pick up on this one if we get some sort of a move here, a better move, a bigger move, and I'll pick up on this DXY later, maybe in my trader's tea time, or tomorrow in my morning espresso again. So let's see how all this is going to play out. Ripple quick update from here. I mean, I talked about this one this week, and basically everything's kind of working out perfectly. So what I was saying initially, that if we get a drop below this 0.2357 territory, then it increases the chances of a possible test of this upside support line taken from the low of the 13th of March. Everything's working out perfectly, so we are getting that test, and now the big question here is, can it rebound? So of course the initial idea is that it might rebound if this upside line remains intact. Of course, if you're more on the cautious side, wait for a move back above this 200-day EMA, above this 0.2357 territory, and then go for some higher levels, just to, like I said, to be on the safe side. Because again, don't get me wrong, I mean, if somehow the dollar will continue strengthening, then we might see Ripple here breaking this upside line and dropping lower. So for now, the only thing we can do is wait. Now jumping into AUD/JPY here very quickly, so a quick update on this pair. Not going to spend too much time on it, but this week I talked about this idea where if we see a drop below the 75.62 territory, then yes, further declines are possible towards our target near the 73.99 zone, or let's round it up towards the 74 territory. And you can see, perfect test. Now the big question here is, can it drift further south? Again, for that we need to see a break of this 200-day EMA, a drop below the 74 zone, and then yes, of course, we could start looking at a possible test of this low of the lowest point of June, if I'm not mistaken. No, sorry, that's not the lowest point of June, that's the low of the 12th of June. So that's near the 72.53 level. But for that, we need to see a nice, good, strong move below this area. However, given that we already had a decent decline here, maybe a small correction here could be possible. So basically, in other words, there could be a possibility to see a correction back to the this level here, the 74.83 territory right here, which also coincides with the 100-day EMA. So very perfect area for a test, but of course for that we need to see a rebound here from this 200-day EMA. So let's see if that works out. NZD/JPY, so this one is working out as well perfectly. I talked about this pair a while ago, and basically what I was saying, that keep your eyes on this overall range, because as you can see, it failed to move further above the 71.67 territory, and this area now is seen as the possible upper side of the range, because at the moment we are moving nicely here towards this potential lower side of the range, near the 68.07 territory right here. We're breaking this low here, the lowest point of August, and near the 68.76 territory, and like I said, now we're going to be aiming for this area right here. So let's see how all this is going to play out. Now a different story here is of course on USD/JPY. Now here we had the two commodity linked currencies, which these pairs tend to show kind of the risk sentiment here in the market, and currently you can see that the market is in risk off fashion, is trading in risk off fashion. So USD/JPY on the other hand is a bit of a battle here between the two kind of safe havens, let's put it this way, and currently the pair is trying to climb back above this 105.30 zone. It is doing that at the moment. However, will it actually stay above this? Well, that's another thing. As you can see, it drifted higher. It found resistance near the 21-day EMA. So now the big question here is, can it actually remain here and climb above this 21-day EMA? If it can, then yes, we will aim for this downside resistance line taken from the high of the 24th of March. GBP/NZD, quick update here. I talked about this one yesterday, and as you can see, perfect move. This is what I was saying, that yesterday in my morning video, in my morning video yesterday, the pair was still slightly below this downside line. When I was saying that if we get a break of it, then yes, higher levels could be met. But the most important is to keep an eye on this level right here, the 1.9385. And during my traders tea time, we saw that the pair was tested that area and then drifted back down. So, and what I was saying, that we need to see a nice good daily candle kind of staying above this barrier in order to kind of aim for higher levels. For now, we're getting exactly that. We're not only that, we're also getting a nice climb above this 21-day EMA. So which means that there could be a good possibility to maybe go and test this area right here near the 1.9645 zones, roughly around here, guys, and then we'll take it from there. Now, another pair that I haven't looked at for quite a while and just wanted to quickly show you, and as you can see, it has moved already to the right a lot from last time when I looked at it, but it finally is kind of working out. So basically, after we saw the break of this short-term upside support line, the pair drifted lower. However, it failed to kind of reach this key support zone near the 1.6086 territory. So it then started reversing higher, and you can see this is what's happening now. Previously, when I said that in order to aim for some higher levels, we need to see a break above this area right here, this key resistance area, roughly between the 1.6560 and the 1.6586 levels. We're still waiting for that, but we're on the right track. And we're still waiting for that pop here above this 1.6586 marked by the high of the 12th of June. And if we do get that finally, then, well, I mean, good news for the buyers. This would confirm a forthcoming higher high and kind of increase the chances for a possible test of the high of the 29th of May near the 1.6773. And then we'll take it from there, because we don't want to really kind of overdo it with projections. So yep, let's keep it short and simple, and like I said, wait for this nice good strong move. And especially if we see the daily candle remaining above this area as well, then yep, more buyers could be joining in. And finally, EURUSD. So here the pair is still drifting lower, so everything is working out okay here according to all the TA rules and everything what I was talking about in the beginning of this week. So yeah, I mean, that's at the moment, to be honest, look, there's not much to say here, as the same analysis remains. The fact that we managed to drop below this 1.1753 territory, yep, that kind of opened the doors for more bears, especially also the rate fell below this 1.1696 zone, and now the next target here for us could be this 1.1570 zone, or this 100-day EMA shown as the green line. But that's, of course, if the dollar continues to strengthen. If not, if somehow it sharply weakens, then we might see a push back here to the upside. However, to maybe start maybe considering some higher levels, at least a move back with this 1.1753 territory would be needed. But even then, we do have some obstacles on the way, so probably we'll wait for, and if we see that move higher, then I'll pick up from there, and I'll reevaluate everything again. But for now, basically the path, at least kind of the path here, it holds to the south. Let's see if we can reach this area. That's my target, the 1.1570, and then we'll take it from there, guys. So I really hope you found it useful, guys. Thank you very much for joining in. I really appreciate your time, and like I said, I really hope you found it useful. Thank you very much. If you want to catch my video later on, my Trader's Tea Time, it will be just a quick recap of everything. Well, not everything, but some of these instruments, some maybe new ones. I'll see about that. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining in. Join my video later on, my Trader's Tea Time, 13:15 GMT. For now, have a wonderful trading day, and I'll see you later. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.